This is Lucian Malum, and today we are going to be repainting, well, not repainting, but painting a model similar to this one. The current model you are looking at is a Space Marine Field Police Officer. Essentially military police, but for Space Marines. Well, that one is wearing Mark 6 legs, Mark 7 upper body, Mark 6 arms, along with a Deathwatch arm with a little wrist pad thing. This one is built almost purely on Mark II bits. We're going to start the model off by taking our corn red and painting a line strip up the shoulder pad, only one of them. That way the other one can be used for whatever legion you want this man to be a part of. When we're done with this, we are going to mimic the same type of line on his opposing leg. That way we have one mark on the left shoulder pad and one mark on the right knee pad and shin pads. The reason we are doing this is that we have a good base to paint our Seraphim Orphinium, I believe they're called. Actually, I'm probably going to put a little picture, like, right in the corner where the paintbrush is. That way, like, yeah. Future me. Hop to it. Now, if my future self was in any way useful, there'd be a picture right in the top. What is that going to be? Probably going to be top left corner with, like, a picture of the shoulder pad and, like, writing on it, detailing out what the symbol is and all that. Yeah. After this, we're going to detail our model with a little bit of Cantor blue. That blue right there. To do this, we're going to paint the shoulder pads insides, edge highlighting them. We're going to paint little details on the legs, chest, and other various areas. That way we get the very police-esque feel with red and blue emblazoning the armor. For this, I recommend a thin or very small brush. Have very little paint on said brush. And take like 3 or 4 passes to actually get it on there. That way the blue is visible, but not like too visible. Yeah. Now that we have all the blue out of the way, we can take Leadbelcher to the model. A good portion of the model is going to be Leadbelcher, including the data pad, most of the details on the backpack, the trim on the shoulder pads, the weird bolts cable connector points on the chest piece, the skull on the belt buckle, the exposed power cabling on the legs, and what else? Oh, those weird little side things on the legs. His arresting cuffs, but most importantly, his big iron. Speaking of the big iron was collected along with his arresting cuffs from the Necromunda cop guys. What are they called? Enforcers? I think so. The big iron is essentially just one of their revolvers that it's holstered, slapped onto this model. The arresting cuffs seem to be a type of paracord with 2 attachments that I believe are supposed to be magnets that lock together, essentially binding the hands. For the revolver, we're going to be using Steel Legion Drab and Leadbelcher. As of now, we are only going to be using the Leadbelcher, as the Steel Legion Drab will only be for the holster and the grip of the weapon. Aside from this, we have very little left to do on the model. The part that's most important is that we get the symbol for the field police correct. Oh god, I can feel that I have the hiccups. Ew. Alrighty, now that we're done with all that, we can take our I just said like 3 times. Steel Legion Drab. we can take our Steel Legion Drab and start painting the holster of the pistol. For this, I kind of regret doing the brown and wish I had chosen like a black holster, but the brown is just more standoffish and makes sense. So, the show must go on. Along with this, we're going to paint the book that we have on his butt, but more importantly, we're going to paint his cape, his arresting cuffs. Arresting cables? Whatever you want to call them. We're going to paint them in Steel Legion Drab as we've already done little bits of metal there on the end. Now that we have just about everything else done aside from the symbol, we can work on the face of our model. For this, we're going to start out with the Army Painter paint scar tissue. Along with, now we're going to use the scar tissue as a base coat. Just paint the entire face, that way we have good color for, underneath. It's a base paint, you're not going to see the base paint as the final project. So, and after that, we're going to take a little bit of Cadian flesh tone and just brush it onto the raised areas. Sunken areas too, except for the scarring. The scarring that we want to leave pink as possible. But for our skin tone, might as well, make it more human. At this point, our human looks like he's either gotten too much or not enough sunlight. For this model, I would say a bit much. He's a bit dark. But originally he was too bright. Next, we're going to take some Kislev flesh, another skin tone paint by Warhammer, and just brush that onto the actual raised surfaces. That way the flow is even and it looks more human. Now, aside from adding a little bit more scar tissue to the actual scar tissue, we will work on the orphanum. The orphanum is an eyeball with two blades going up and two going down. To start us off, we'll take some Corax white and paint up our eyeball. This will be very simple to do, but also very aesthetically pleasing. At least, to me it does. Blech. After that, we'll compare it to the original. Damn, that looks good. Totally sexy. Totally, I don't know, some other attractive word. After that, we'll take some Abaddon black, and we'll do the outline of the eye. The mascara, essentially. Or eyeliner? I think it's eyeliner. With that, we'll also paint up the pupil, which is just going to be a slice down the center of the white of the eyes. By doing this, we'll have a perfect eyeball ready for our symbol. And with that, we will also come to the most stressful part of painting the orphanum in general. The two blades that go up and the two blades that go down. For that, we're also going to be using our Abaddon black, as it is, in my opinion, the only black that is good for this job. It's also the only black I've used aside from Corax black, but, or is it, no, is it Corvus black or Corax? It's Corvus black, right? And while this is a bit blurred, you can still tell what's going on as we just lightly bring the side of this super thin brush up and down. We're going to make these blades, and that is all she will write. Also detail out the pupil a little bit more. And with that, he's done. God, that big iron eye is awesome. Now for the spin. Thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any other random factions, units, etc. of Space Marines to paint, or even if you have commissions, hit me up on my Twitter at LucianMallonYT. I'll also start posting when I'm going to be uploading videos, which will become more organized as time goes on. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.